Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ryan here doing a discussion video. Been a little while since I've done this, but I wanted to talk about something we really didn't get to touch on the podcast, and that is concerning Bray Wyatt in this seemingly newfound feud of the Wyatt family taking on Undertaker, what could be maybe Team Wyatt versus Team Undertaker at Survivor Series this month. Um, so at the end of Hell in a Cell, of course, we had Bray Wyatt come out and attack The Undertaker along with the Wyatt family to just beat him down, and then they carried him out. And then, of course, on Raw, the following night, Kane gets taken out after he shows up and tries to get even with them. So clearly, we're heading in this direction. One thing that we've talked about a lot on this podcast is Bray Wyatt's character and how it's certainly missing something. And, you know, he's just. His feud with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31, he got absolutely nothing out of it. And Bray Wyatt's character just seems to be unfazed by these losses. He's had many big losses to obviously Roman Reigns and to John Cena, to The Undertaker. It seems like if we're supposed to fear this guy, then he really needs to get that big win, like make people actually be intimidated by him. I think Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose might be the only two guys he's actually gotten the better of throughout the course of the entire feud. And I don't know, he feuded with Ambrose almost a year ago now. I think it had just started after last year's Hell in a Cell. So that goes to show you how long it's actually been since Bray Wyatt's even gotten the better of an actual feud. Besides, of course, that one-off match with Ryback that's suddenly coming back to me, but how much credibility is that even establishing at this point? So anyway, WrestleMania 31, probably one of the biggest disappointments was just this Undertaker-Wyatt feud. Undertaker never really responded to Wyatt in any way throughout the course of that build-up. It was just Wyatt cutting promos about being the new face of fear, and then of course losing at WrestleMania. Undertaker doesn't say a word to him about anything, and then for a couple weeks after that, Wyatt was actually still calling himself the new face of fear, even though he lost, and it made no sense. So it really only hurt Wyatt's character. And basically, then the whole Brock Lesnar Undertaker thing happens. All of a sudden, Undertaker's talking again. It's like, what did that mean for Wyatt? But that's why I feel like this is their chance to maybe get things right. I feel like that entire Undertaker Bray Wyatt feud was just a complete blown opportunity, and maybe part of that was because they just weren't ready to be done with The Undertaker yet. A lot of people were kind of looking at that match as sort of a passing of the torch, where Wyatt would become the new dark character of WWE. Like, he is not the new Undertaker, but the new face of fear, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? That new dark character that kind of takes over and becomes the kind of the myth and the phenom without using the same things. You got to respect that Shawn Michaels promo. You don't want to be the second coming of anyone. So that makes a lot of sense. So now we have this Team Wyatt versus Team Undertaker. So I think we're all thinking that Team Wyatt really needs to win this. We don't really know who else could potentially be on Team Undertaker. This match isn't even confirmed yet as of this recording. Plenty of things could happen, but let's be honest, it really looks like it's going in this direction. You're probably going to have Kane as there as well, and maybe you throw in Ambrose and somebody else. So we'll have to see where that goes. But the way I'm looking at things is I really enjoyed that during Wyatt's promo on Raw this past week was that he had some sort of character element where he says he's, eating or absorbing like Undertaker's soul. And as ridiculous as that sounds, there's finally a motivation with Wyatt, because a lot of people speculated when Wyatt would first debut that he would be converting people to his family, which we've gotten one new follower aside from the quick stint of Daniel Bryan. We got Braun Strowman as a new follower, but he's a new roster member. It wasn't like they were taking active roster members and converting them to Wyatt family members, with except for that one Daniel Bryan case. So I just like that they added some motivation, even though it's completely ridiculous that Bray Wyatt is sort of taking the soul of Undertaker or something like that, stealing his essence, which looks to me like something that they can use to build up to this legitimate passing of the torch. But I think it obviously has to go beyond this Survivor Series match. So even if the Wyatt family wins, I think that would be huge. But I think this needs to lead to a singles match, and I'm thinking probably Royal Rumble seems like a good spotlight for that. Depending what they want to do with The Undertaker at WrestleMania, could be John Cena, could be anything else. I don't really expect them to do Wyatt versus Undertaker again at WrestleMania, but I do think Royal Rumble would be a great spot for this, and to actually have Bray Wyatt win one-on-one against The Undertaker, no shenanigans. I mean, maybe you have the Wyatt family get involved a little bit, but nothing crazy. Just have Bray Wyatt get the biggest win of his career, and this actually leaves him with something, some legitimate credibility. Because basically the only one recently who has beaten The Undertaker has been Brock Lesnar. So having Wyatt get that victory, he can go off and actually be a little bit more credible. So that's something I just really hope happens, because Bray Wyatt, he's just been this character that he can be so much more. He has so much potential, and they've really just kind of had him just lose too much and just not have that mystique. And I mean, how many of these feuds that Wyatt's been involved with, I mean, this guy's a phenomenal performer on the mic, but how many of these feuds that have just looked amazing on paper just not really panned out? You look at his feud with Jericho, not really memorable. And I didn't even think to mention it earlier, because I think he did actually win out in that, but it didn't really do anything, which is crazy, because Jericho is such a, he's a very important figure in WWE, and it seemed like Bray Wyatt gained nothing from that. Bray Wyatt gained nothing from his feud with The Undertaker. So I feel like this is their chance to get it right, and I really hope that Undertaker, a guy who definitely comes off as someone who, you hear he's one of the most like unselfish guys, and he's old school. He's about leaving on his back. So this looks to be Undertaker's last run, and I'm looking at this as sort of a makeup feud. Like, we didn't do WrestleMania right. We realized Bray Wyatt didn't get anything from it, so this is our chance to make things right and really give Wyatt some real credibility. He's got this, he's got 3 other guys with him. Like, this guy should be beating people down. So it looks like they might finally be getting it with Bray Wyatt. So anyway, that is my thoughts on this entire situation. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. Where do you think they're going with this Bray Wyatt Undertaker thing? Would you like to see Bray Wyatt finally get some credible wins? I know a lot of people want to see that. When do you think it's going to happen? Do you think they're going to face each other at WrestleMania? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below. Also, who do you think is going to be on Team Undertaker? I'm assuming on Raw tomorrow. I'm recording this the night before Raw. We might find out more about that. But who knows? Undertaker doesn't show up on Raw too often, so we don't know how quickly they're going to build this. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to also hit that subscribe button if you have not hit it already. And I will see you guys next time.